Hi friends and family. If you remember the other video where I was fixing my gas fireplace, I said to don't use your 9-volt battery from your smoke detector on your circuit tracer. So this is my tool where I plug this into an outlet and it sends a tone and I use the wand to find the breakers. Well, yeah, I did that. So here's the smoke detector. And what I do believe, there is a fundamental flaw in smoke detectors. Good equipment, designed to save your lives, also designed to annoy the heck out of you. So we've all experienced that 3 a.m. beep, wakes the dog, wakes the kids, wakes the wife, wakes the girlfriend. What do? Well, you go find your spare batteries after you finally figure out which one it is, because for some reason they all sound like they're coming from the exact same place, and that's wherever you're standing, but then it's not there. You go ahead and get your spare batteries. When you pop it in there, you find that, well, these are probably aged or whatever, and the thing will still beep. So that annoyingness causes you to take the battery out anyway. The beep is designed to say, hey, you need to replace this battery, you need to replace this battery. Well, you're going to take that battery out because it's making all that noise and you just want to sleep. And therefore, there goes away your reminder. So the flaw in this is, unlike your alarm where you have a snooze button, I think these things should have a snooze button. Give you 8 hours, give you 12-hour delay until it starts beeping again. That way, at least you didn't take the battery out and completely deactivate it like I did. I did put a new battery in here. It beeped again. So I'm going to add this to my junk pile of smoke detectors that I have ripped out of the ceiling. What am I going to do today? We are going to replace it with another Nest. Okay, so I took a moment and took everything out of the box already. We have some nice paperwork. If you're not familiar with the Nest product line, go ahead and review that. Installation guide, very important. Stickers, informational warnings, please make sure you read those, different languages. A mounting plate, wiring harness, wire nuts, which we're probably going to end up using the old ones, and the Nest itself. Now, I did opt for the 120 volt wired Nest smoke detector. My house is up to code. It has smoke detectors in every room and on every floor, and they are all wired to the house with 120 volts. So that's what I want to do, and I want to continue on with that and replace it with another 120 volt. This does have a battery backup. We're also going to need a smart device. I'm going to use my iPad. I already have the Nest product line in here, and so I already have an account. I have the Nest thermostat, and I have multiple Nest Protects. I have one in my entryway, one in my master bedroom, and one in the upstairs hallway. And we're going to be adding the other one today. We're going to add it in my basement shop. Okay, so I have my Nest ready. I am going to pull the battery safety connector thing out. So this should activate actually the Nest Protect on battery mode. I did go through the instructions and it really doesn't tell you when to pull this part out, so I'm just going to go for it.
Hi from Nest.
Hola, saludos de Nest.
Hot.
Press the button now for English.
Oh.
Ready. Press to test.
Oh, that sounds scary.
This is only a test.
Oh, crap.
The alarm will sound. The alarm is loud. The test starts in 10 seconds.
Oh, dear.
Press to cancel.
Oh, dear.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
I'm going to wet myself.
1. This is only a test.
Thank you.
Testing smoke. Testing carbon monoxide.
It's not bad. Are you done?
The test is finished. Everything looks good.
Excellent. Now that that's over, I'm glad she's figured it out. Let's add this to the rest of my system. Okay, so I detached the iPad from the case because I'm going to need to get to the camera to scan that QR code. I'm going to go to settings, going to add a product. Now it says scan the QR code. What I don't see now is activation allowance for the camera to be working with this app. So we got to go ahead and set that up. We're going to go to settings. We're going to find Nest. Be nice if there was a faster way. And we're going to allow access to the camera. So very important we do that. Let's go back to the Nest app. And we shall go ahead and add a product. And now I have access to the camera. Okay, got the Nest in a convenient place here. I call it a Nest, but it's the Nest Protect. Got the iPad to scan it. Make sure you have all the Nest Protects while you're setting it up as well. Okay, let's set this back up on the stand and go through all the props. So the app is doing great. It's telling me I need to have my Wi-Fi password and I need to have a ladder. Now that's great. Safety first. Don't be standing on chairs. Don't be standing on the dog. Get yourself a good sturdy ladder. Okay, so I hit OK. Where am I putting my Nest? I am putting it in the basement. Let's see what oh, look, there's custom. So let's say custom. And I'm going to say we're going to put it in the shop. S-H-O-P, because that's where it's going. Next. Spoken name. This can't say custom names. What would you like to say instead? Basement. So, okay, so if it goes off, the other nests will say, hey, I see smoke in the basement, and I know I gotta go look in the basement. Okay. We will now connect the Nest Protect. We now connect to a Nest Protect you've already set up. Press the button on a Nest Protect that's already on your account. The ring will glow blue. Then tap next. Okay, so I have to push a button somewhere. Okay, I have to go find a Nest and a stick, because I'm not bringing the ladder upstairs. So here is the closest Nest Protect I already have. It's in my first floor foyer. It's saying to push the button. I have this metal piece project I didn't put away since before, so I'll push it. It's supposed to glow blue.
Ready. In the entryway.
Ooh,
Press to test.
So now I'm going to push next. That's what the instructions told me. Okay. Pull out the battery tab and follow the spoken instructions to set your language. Then make sure the light glows blue. You might have to push the Nest button. So I did already pull the thing out and I set it up. We saw that. So now I'm kind of out of sequence. But I'm going to push the blue button.
Ready. Press to test.
Okay, you might have to push the blue button. Next. Alright, now it's doing stuff. Connecting to your shop Nest product. Protect. Sorry, this may take a minute. Alright, well, do your thing.
Go, baby, go.
Oh, I got a status change. Setting up Wi-Fi. These are Wi-Fi enabled, so these are all connected through my Wi-Fi router. So they talk to each other, and then they also connect to the service so that I can get the information on my iPad. Adding it to my Nest account. I'd have to say you do
Connected.
Oh, green light, she's happy. So these are not cheap, where the other ones are cheapy cheaps, and that's okay because I like the reliability of this. The service currently through Google is all free, so I'm happy about that. Add it to your Nest account. If you have another Nest Protect, set it up now. Otherwise, tap next. So I'm done. So I'm going to tap next. Pathlight. I love Pathlight with my other Nests. I want that turned on. So we're going, yep, that is on. I love that. So it's when you walk underneath it, the light automatically turns on. It's kind of like a night light for you. It's awesome. You can even set the intensity of it. Nest Protect constantly checks its sensors, Wi-Fi connection each month. Secretary Nest also tests its own voice and alarm. Yeah, we're gonna leave that on. We like that. Preferred time. So it's gonna do it in the afternoon. She's gonna talk to herself. All right, fine. I'll be at work. Whatever. We're now going to install on your wall or ceiling. Follow the next steps in the user guide. Next. Once you're all done the installation, push the button twice to start a test. This makes sure your Nest Protects are connected and to each other, so we got to remember to do that. Next. Setup is complete. We are done with the app. Now, power out. Why? I have a problem here. The shop, the power is out. That makes sense because it's not plugged in yet. That's step next. I'm not even sure what step we're up to at this point. So that was pretty smooth. Nice little walkthrough. Let's go hook it up to the ceiling. Okay, so here's where my previous smoke detector was connected. So it had a pigtail for the power, which I popped out because the sucker was beeping. It is 3 wires. So you're going to have your black, your neutral, and the orange is actually used to connect all the smoke detectors together so that they do beeps all together. So if this one detects an issue, it's going to also make the other ones beep. Tools for this whole project is very limited. You gotta need a knife to open the box. You have a Phillips head screwdriver to help with this plate, and I have a circuit power line tester. We're gonna have to mess around in here, and I want to turn the power off. So testing, and I see that the power is still on. Let's go to the breaker and turn the power off. At the breaker box, I was very fortunate. They did label this. Master bedroom, bath, I'm going to assume that's the master bathroom as well, smokes. So I want to turn number 20 off, and then we'll test to make sure that there's no power. 22, that makes that 20. Check it out. Okay, now as before, we're back on the ladder. The old bracket I still have attached, and I want to make sure that these wires are de-energized. Now the beeper is not toning. That means one of two things. There is no power, or my beeper is broken. Now I do have a light over here, which is lit, and this wire should have power, and it does. I know my beeper is working. Always test your test equipment. Trust, but verify. Yep, no power. Alright, let's get a screwdriver, let's set up the camera, let's take this stuff apart. Okay, so what I need to do is I want to get this plate out of the way. I'm going to just loosen these screws just a little bit. They seem to be keyed, so the whole plate should just spin, and I'll throw it in the bucket with the rest of the old smoke detectors. They do come in handy. I saved them for a reason. My neighbor had a defective one in the middle of the night, and they were out of town, and I was able to actually just replace it with one of mine because, well, I've upgraded mine, and it worked out fine for them. Okay, so that faceplate's out of the way. Tuck the screwdriver in here, and let's see what we have for wiring. I have orange to red, so that's going to be the communication wire. We're just going to disconnect that and then reattach that wire nut. We have whites to whites, that's good. Blacks to blacks, also good. So I'm pretty clear on what I'm seeing in this box. Okay, bit of a disclaimer again here. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, don't do it. Phone a friend, phone a professional. Nest does have services available for you to contact them and do this work. So again, we're going to just disconnect this orange wire. We don't need this anymore. We are going to recap the red wire though. This does do communications to other equipment, the other old smoke detectors. I do like the pigtails that they've supplied. This is the power lead for the Nest Protect. They have a significant amount of room here, so that's nice. And they've also tinned it, so it looks like it's a braided wire. And they tinned it so it's a solid connection for you. We'll disconnect the white. Take that off. And go white to white. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. We'll come back to that in a second. Okay. let me grab that connector that fell. So what we have here is a very large connector, is what was used here in this installation. I'm not going to reuse this. The wire is obviously not staying on it. Nest came with some smaller nuts, and I'm going to use that to cover up the red one. And that is working nicely. I like that one a lot. Get your nuts in there, give the wires a tug, make sure nothing comes apart. I'm going to do black to black next. I'm going to get the wire into the bucket with the other system that I don't want anymore, and black to black. Again, if you're not comfortable with this, don't do this. Phone a friend, phone a neighbor, get an electrician who is familiar with these types of things, these types of installs, who's done it before. This is very simple. I do believe any homeowner should be able to do this. Pretty straightforward installation. So, we're going to get the wires tucked in, and then we're going to get the faceplate on next. Okay, so we're doing great. We have the wires tucked in now, and I want to reinstall the Nest faceplate. So, I'm leaving the screws in there, trying to see which ones will fit with this box without having to do a whole lot of stuff. There is a multitude of holes to choose from, all different dimensions, it appears. There is a right way up and right way down. I like these, so I'm going to screw that in. So that's tight. Screw that back in so it's tight. Let's go hook up the Nest Protect. This should be also straightforward. There's a little receptacle for this connector. Plugging it in. Just gently going to tuck it in. Now there are 3 tabs. So it looks like I'm going to be crooked to the world, which isn't that big of a deal. Oh, actually, there it is. It goes in, it keys in, and there it is. Now I'm fortunate enough I can actually get up here and look at it. Yeah, now I'm seated in there, so yeah, that looks good. Let's go turn the power on, see what happens. So here's 2 of the things I really like about the Nest Protect. Let me turn the lights off. So hopefully what you can see right now is a green light, and as the lights went off, the whole disc glows. Hey, I know now everything is okay. I have one of these in my bedroom. When I turn the lights off at night, that thing glows green, and I know we're all set up for everything is good. Also, as I walk in the room, there is a motion sensor, and it glows. So I have a little bit of a night light. Now, my eyes aren't really quite adjusted to the dark yet, but when it's pitch black in your bedroom and that night light does illuminate, it is quite comforting to have that little bit of light to guide you to where you're going. That light is adjustable. It can be brighter, it can be dimmer to your tastes. The one in the hallway, for example, I have is very bright. The one in the bedroom, I don't run it as bright. This one being in my basement shop, I'm going to probably make sure it's set up to the fullest brightness that it can be. Okay, friends and family, thanks for watching. I do rank this as a very easy. There's 2 tools that I used. I used a Phillips head screwdriver, and I did use my circuit tester. If you don't have a circuit tester, you can probably just trust that you got the right breaker. I do recommend you have one anyway, just for any old little household projects that you have. Thanks for watching, and stay safe, use the right tools for the right job, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.